This is a Hall of Fame career, the Jimbo Bob Story. Welcome back to the Dudley Show. In this segment, we're going to be talking about Jimbo Bob's freshman year. So tell me, Jimbo Bob, how did your freshman year begin once you picked Notre Dame?
I'd say my freshman year went about just about as you thought it would, like any other freshman. I immediately got redshirted. Now, that didn't mean that I wasn't getting any play time, but it did mean I wasn't a starter, and it did mean I was going to be primarily on the practice squad, and I was going to be on the bench the majority of the season.
So did you happen to get any plays or any carries?
I got my first carry, my first snap, my first touch of the ball, week 2 against Purdue. I got 7 yards, and that was it. And man, oh man, it took a while before I even touched the ball again. Yeah, I had some more snaps here and there, but for the most part, I was just in there to give the number 1 halfback a little break, a little breather. Because you see, I was the backup to the backup's backup.
So you were essentially at the back of the line, huh?
That's right. I was number 4 on the list of halfbacks. I was barely even on the team. But I put in my time. I put in my effort. I did what I could to get better, and I did what I could to make sure I got the educations that I knew I should have and that I knew would make Mama proud.
It seems like you could easily get discouraged during this time in your freshman year. How did you deal with that?
Yeah, we were getting to the end of the season, and I hadn't really gotten too much done on the field wise. But Coach wanted to let me know that him and the other coaches appreciated me, and it really helped me out, really made me feel good. Well, hey, Bob, our coaches have told me your attitude has been really positive the last few weeks, and they've been pleased with how you've been doing. Keep it up, and good things will happen. And boy, was that feller not lying when he said good things were about to happen. I got my first NIL deal. It was with a barber shop. I wasn't getting much from the fellers, but I was going to get a free haircut, plus a free haircut for all my squad. So I had to take that opportunity. It was my first of many. But humble beginnings is how it happens. And you got to start somewhere. And heck, I ain't ever going to pass up a free haircut.
So that season, your team went really good and made it in the playoffs. Tell me about it.
Oh, yeah, we went to the Fiesta Bowl. Unfortunately, though, I got no catches or carries or anything from that one. But we won. So we continued forward. That meant we were going to the Cotton Bowl. And then from there, if we were to able to win, we were going to be fighting for a national championship. That's right. I would be able to say as a freshman that I was a national champion. But first, we had to get past BYU. And get past BYU we did. That is right. We were on to the national championship. We were headed to war with the University of Miami, the Hurricanes. And I kept sharp. I went to practice. I did everything I could, and I made sure I was in tip-top shape. Because just in case, I was lucky enough to be able to get at least even just one play in, I was going to make the most out of it. And I was going to do everything I could to make sure that we won that game if I was given the opportunity. Well, Dudley, we all know how that game went. If I remember correctly, you were covering that game, weren't you?
Yes, I was. We actually have a clip of that. And here, for yours and everyone else's listening pleasure, it is. And the Hurricanes have done it in a historic third overtime win over the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The Hurricanes become national champions, 45-43. Where will they go next after such a historic season and after such a historic ending to such a historic game? Very historic. I can't say my reporting has gotten a whole lot better over the years. Some would say historically better. Ah. But Jimbo, how did it feel being on the losing end of a national championship game, even though you didn't play a single play?
I'm not saying that if I would have played in the game that we would have won the national championships. I'm not going to be arrogant and cocky like that. But it would have been nice to even just have one shot. Even just one play. Just to do it. But I get it. I understand. Other fellas are already in line and need to get their reps in, need to get their snaps in. But even though I didn't get much playing time, even though I wasn't able to show the skills that I know I had at that moment, I remember a conversation I had with Coach at the end of the year. And man, oh man, did it set a fire under my tuchus and get me ready for the next year. Well, hey Jimbo, now that the season is over, I wanted to thank you for your work on this team. There are a lot of things we can take away from this season, both as a team and individually. And moving forward, I wanted to talk to you about your future here. You've been a quality player and even better teammate. Every other player I've talked to has had nothing but great things to say about you. And we need more guys like you around this program if we want to establish the culture we all strive for. We are offering you an upfront NIL package of +8 academics, $19,500 brand, +50 coach, 5 leadership, 222 skill points, and +2 finesse. If I haven't already made it clear, we want you to return. We know you have a big decision to make, but we think you have more to accomplish here at South Bend.
All right, a new season begins, and now you are an official freshman. Tell me about that experience.
Well, from the very start of the season, I was already in my first position battle. I was hoping to move up from the backup's backup to now just the backup. So I did everything I could, and I gave it my all. And let me tell you, because of my skills and abilities that I have been graced by God with, Dudley, I was able to take that backup position. You know, Dudley, they say you always remember your first. And oh, I remember my first touchdown. Look, this ball right here, that's from my first touchdown, feller. You always remember your first. That's the one that starts it all. Even though I wasn't the starter, I was given an opportunity and a chance to prove my worth, prove my gumption, and prove whether or not maybe I should be the starter instead of the backup halfback. So I took every advantage I could. On that drive, I think it was 6, 7 plays, something like that. We went down almost the entire length of the field. I got lucky enough that we were getting so close to the goal line because, man, oh man, I had been getting stuffed, been getting hit, been getting stopped before I could even get some yards going. But then, by the grace of God, Dudley, I crossed that goal line for the very first time and got that sweet, sweet taste of getting a touchdown. I ended that game with 30 carries for 129 yards. I was even able to get myself and my team a second touchdown. Now, granted, there was a whole lot more touchdowns, but I was able to provide them with 2 touchdowns in my first game as the backup. And that really put me in a prime position to continue to get stronger, continue to get better, and honestly, giving me the opportunity to possibly step into that first position.
That second game of the season was a rematch of the national championships. You were going up against the Miami Hurricanes. Tell me about the feelings going in, knowing now you might actually have a chance of actually playing in a game against a team you lost to just last season.
Yeah, I was fired up for that game because I knew I'd have a better chance at getting some plays, and I wasn't the starter yet. But I knew I'd have the opportunity to at least touch the ball a couple of times. And man, oh man, when I was given the opportunities to touch that ball, I took every chance. I took every opportunity, and I did everything I could to help the team out. I know I done got it into the end zone, and I made some key crucial plays that helped us out deep in the game, to be honest with you. But unfortunately, just like the year before, we done lost again in triple overtime. And you want to talk about a heartbreaking moment? And see, that's the one thing about this sport that not a lot of people talk about. But as much as you love it, as much as you get from this sport, it does break your heart. And man, oh man, there are some times where, yeah, you have the romantic parts where you get them Cinderella stories. You get that opportunity to be able to come back and make a triumphant return. But then there's some times where some teams just have your number. And unfortunately, Miami, those 2 years, had our number.
I'm being told that we have another breaking news report from that year, and it was actually about that game. In a historic rematch for the ages, again we get another historic outcome with another triple overtime loss of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish to the Miami Hurricanes. Another heartbreaking display here in college football. Some would say that the Notre Dame Fighting Irish would have had a better chance if their running game was better.
Yeah, I remember I watched it in the locker room after that game, and Dudley, you weren't my favorite person in the early years of my career. Oh, but feller, you grew on me like a mold.
Mold. Well, at least I grew on you somehow. But that very next game was with Arkansas. And man, you guys put a hurting on them.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Rays. Oh, we had a fire under our butts after that game. Oh, practices were hard and heavy hitting, and Arkansas had no idea what kind of pain and punishment we were going to put on them, whether I was the one getting the ball or my other team is getting it. We were coming out with fire, fury, and vengeance after that horrible loss to the Hurricanes once again.
But you guys definitely came out with fury and vengeance in that game against the Razorbacks. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we return in the next segment, a teammate's unfortunate injury resulted in a fortunate opportunity for Jimbo Bob. Come back to hear more.